Hello and welcome to the virtual public meeting with an in-person option for the State Highway 107 project. The approximately 6.5-mile highway widening project is proposed from the West Levee to Louisiana Road in Hidalgo and Cameron counties in Texas. My name is Jody Hodges and I am the Public Involvement Project Manager for AECOM, a consultant for this project. I will be presenting on behalf of the Texas Department of Transportation, or TxDOT. This presentation has been pre-recorded. Thank you for participating in this virtual public meeting with in-person option. Public participation is important in the transportation planning process, and TxDOT appreciates your input on this proposed project. November 7, 2000 was the last deathless day on roadways in Texas. That means for the last 23 years, at least one person has died every single day. We all have a part to play to change that, and this message is that reminder, to end the streak of deaths on Texas highways. We need drivers and passengers to act more responsibly and help us reach our goal of 0 deaths by 2050. Texans can play a major role in ending fatal crashes with a few simple driving habits. Wear seatbelts, drive the speed limit, drive with caution in poor weather, put away the phone and other distractions, and never drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs. So please do your part and share this message with your friends and family. This virtual public meeting with an in-person option will include the following topics of discussion: the purpose of the public meeting, the project overview, the need for and purpose of the proposed project, a description of the proposed project, the environmental studies being prepared, and the right-of-way acquisition process. Finally, the next steps in the project development will be discussed, as well as how to provide comments. The virtual and in-person public meetings will include the same information and will provide the same opportunities to comment. The in-person public meeting will follow an open house format, meaning that attendees may come and go at their convenience. The in-person public meeting will be held on Thursday, November 9th, 2023, from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Santa Rosa High School Cafetorium at 232 Jesus Avila, Santa Rosa, Texas, 78593. The purpose of this virtual public meeting with an in-person option is to encourage and maintain effective communication with the public and provide updated project-specific information as it relates to the State Highway 107 project in Hidalgo and Cameron counties. Your input and comments are an important part of this process, and we encourage you to provide comments on this project. As I mentioned earlier, your continued participation throughout the planning and development of the project is very important. You are encouraged to talk to your neighbors so that they can also make comments and be included in this process. This project is located in Hidalgo and Cameron counties within the cities of Levee and Santa Rosa. The area also includes unincorporated portions of both counties. The proposed project would widen the roadway from 2 to 4 lanes. The project is approximately 6.5 miles in length, and the estimated construction cost is $68.6 million. The project is anticipated to receive a combination of both state and federal funds. This map depicts the general vicinity of the proposed project shown as the orange line. A purpose and need statement explains why a project is being developed and provides a basis for the development and evaluation of project alternatives. Due to continued population growth and an increase in traffic on State Highway 107, TxDOT is proposing widening of the roadway from 2 lanes to 4 lanes to match the 4-lane State Highway 107 sections outside of the project limits. The purpose of the proposed project is to improve mobility, connectivity, and safety along State Highway 107 between the West Levee east of the city of Levee and Louisiana Road in the city of Santa Rosa. State Highway 107 serves as a designated hurricane evacuation route for this area. The project objective is to ensure State Highway 107's capacity is sufficient to support evacuating residents and associated emergency services during extreme weather events. This slide provides an overview of the type of crashes that have occurred within the project corridor. There were a total of 20 crashes along the project corridor from 2018 to 2021. In 2018, 3 crashes occurred, 4 in 2019, 9 crashes in 2020, and 4 in 2021, with the highest concentration of crashes occurring between FM 1425 and County Road 9497. The following slides visually describe the existing and proposed State Highway 107 roadway typical sections. A typical section describes the various roadway elements that are present at or proposed for a normal or typical interval along a roadway. This is the existing typical section of State Highway 107 within the Hidalgo County project limits. The existing typical section is comprised of 2 12-foot wide travel lanes with 10-foot wide shoulders and roadside ditches on both sides of the roadway. No median, pedestrian, or bicycle facilities are present. This slide shows the existing State Highway 107 typical section within the Cameron County project limits. The existing typical section is comprised of 2 12-foot wide lanes with 8-foot wide shoulders and a 4-foot flush center median. No pedestrian or bicycle facilities are present. The proposed State Highway 107 project typical section for the North Floodway Bridge in Hidalgo County is designed within a 240-foot wide right-of-way with 2 12-foot wide travel lanes and 4-foot wide inside and 10-foot wide outside shoulders in each direction, spanning the entire floodway from levee to levee. Although this proposed project does not include a shared use path, the bridge would include a 10-foot wide shared use path in each direction to accommodate potential future expansion of pedestrian facilities along State Highway 107. This slide shows the proposed State Highway 107 typical section from the North Floodway Bridge to Robb Road in Hidalgo County. This section is designed within a 212 to 338 foot wide right-of-way with 2 12-foot wide travel lanes and 4-foot wide inside and 10-foot wide outside shoulders in each direction. There would be a 68-foot wide depressed grassy median for stormwater drainage and median crossovers at intersecting streets and select locations throughout the corridor with roadside ditches on both sides of the roadway. The proposed State Highway 107 typical section from Robb Road to Louisiana Road in Cameron County is designed within a 110-foot wide right-of-way with 2 12-foot wide travel lanes and 6.5-foot wide shoulders in each direction with curb and gutter drainage. The proposed State Highway 107 design would straighten the roadway curvature between FM 1425 and Louisiana Road by realigning the roadway to meet current design standards. The intersection of State Highway 107 at FM 1425 is proposed to be realigned 45 feet south of the existing intersection to accommodate the straightening of the roadway curvature along the project corridor. This intersection would maintain the stop sign and flashing red traffic signal for FM 1425 through traffic. State Highway 107 would maintain the flashing yellow traffic signal. The proposed project is anticipated to be programmed with both state and federal funds. Because of this, TxDOT is required to assess the potential environmental effects of the proposed project in accordance with federal standards. The process that is followed is called the National Environmental Policy Act process, otherwise known as NEPA. The NEPA process provides analysis of the potential impacts to the natural and man-made environment and helps the decision maker to make an informed decision on whether to proceed with the project. On December 9, 2019, TxDOT received a signed Memorandum of Understanding from the Federal Highway Administration that permits TxDOT to assume responsibility from the Federal Highway Administration for reviewing and approving certain assigned NEPA projects. This review and approval process applies to this project. The NEPA process requires analysis of potential impacts to the man-made and natural environment as a result of the proposed project. As part of the environmental process, technical analyses are being prepared to document the potential environmental impacts of the project. The resource categories studied include cultural resources, including historical and archaeological resources, hazardous materials, traffic noise, community resources, including environmental justice populations, air quality, resources protected under Section 4F of the Department of Transportation Act and Chapter 26 of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Code, indirect and cumulative impacts, biological resources, including threatened and endangered species and their habitats, water resources, including waters of the U.S. and wetlands. If necessary, the project team would acquire a United States Army Corps of Engineers Section 404 permit for potential impacts. The technical reports will be available for public review once approved from the TxDOT Pharr District office. The environmental documentation will be developed in accordance with NEPA, TxDOT, and FHWA standards. As part of the proposed State Highway 107 design, additional right-of-way would be required. Most of the right-of-way needed for the proposed project is existing farmland and would include 3 potential residential displacements, as well as potential impacts to 6 structures. The right-of-way acquisition process would follow federal and state laws and policies. The Uniform Relocation Assistance and Real Property Acquisitions Policy Act of 1970, known as the Uniform Act, is the federal law that is followed for appraisals, negotiations, and relocation of families and/or businesses. Hard copies of the right-of-way brochures and property owners' Bill of Rights will be available at the right-of-way table at the in-person public meeting and are also available at www.TxDOT.gov. TxDOT is the agency responsible for acquiring the additional right-of-way from the individual property owners for this project. TxDOT will ensure that the local public agency acquires all real property in accordance with the provisions of Title III of the Uniform Act and its associated federal regulations, 49 CFR Part 24. All negotiations for right-of-way conducted are subject to this law and these regulations. Relocation booklets, which provide a general overview of the Relocation Assistance Program and outlines the services offered and any payments for which displaced individuals, families, businesses, and nonprofit organizations may be eligible to receive, are available for download on the TxDOT website address listed. Information about the benefits, services, and right-of-way acquisition schedule can be obtained by calling the TxDOT District Office at 956-702-6287. Approximately 83.9 acres of new right-of-way would be required to construct the proposed improvements. Notice the We Are Here box below the timeline, which is where the proposed State Highway 107 project is in the development process. After the comment period closes, the project team will review the comments received and prepare a public meeting summary report. The summary report will be posted on the TxDOT.gov project webpage when complete. In the next steps of project development, the project team will continue to evaluate the environmental impacts, address public comments from this public meeting, and continue refining the design. Right-of-way acquisition and construction would be dependent on available funding. Construction for the Cameron and Hidalgo County segments could occur at separate times, beginning between the years 2029 and 2035. Once funded, the overall construction for both projects would take approximately 2.5 to 3 years. After today, the public may view all of the documents shown tonight at the TxDOT Pharr District office or online at www.txdot.gov. Keyword search State Highway 107 North Floodway to Louisiana Road. Written comments from the public regarding the proposed State Highway 107 project are requested and may be submitted via email to txdot.gov. The public can also provide feedback by downloading, filling out, and mailing a comment card, which is available on the State Highway 107 public meeting webpage. Mailed comments should be addressed to the TxDOT Pharr District office, to the attention of Kisai Salinas at 600 West Interstate 2, Pharr, Texas, 78577. All comments must be received on or before Wednesday, November 29, 2023. Responses to comments received will be available online at www.txdot.gov. Keyword search State Highway 107 North Floodway to Louisiana Road once they have been prepared. If you have any general questions or concerns regarding the virtual meeting or in-person option, please contact Kisai Salinas at 956-702-6357 between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. or email at kisaisalinas@txdot.gov. On behalf of the Texas Department of Transportation, I sincerely thank you for your participation in this public meeting for the State Highway 107 project. We would also like to thank Santa Rosa High School for allowing us to use their facility for the in-person meeting on November 9th, 2023. Please remember to submit your comments by Wednesday, November 29th, 2023.